it's Tower Green here, and I want to talk about the upcoming Venus retrograde in Capricorn, which is going to be quite a rare and powerful event. Venus only goes retrograde every year and a bit, and of course, because Venus rules love and relationships and values and women and all the goodies. You know, Venus rules how we want to be loved, how we love, our own self-worth, values, all of that good stuff, right? Now, Venus was traditionally the goddess of love and war. In ancient astrology, Venus, the goddess of love and war, right? So I thought I would pull some cards, but I'm going to also talk about this retrograde first of all. So Venus is meeting up with Pluto next week on the 11th, and they are meeting up at, what degree are they meeting up at? Hold on a second, they are meeting up at, sorry, Venus isn't moving very fast here, you know. So also be careful, because as Venus is moving very slowly right now, getting ready to move into that retrograde period, you know, she's very intense, okay? So we are already just at the 5th. How are you all doing recovering from that very powerful eclipse? So Venus is only going to move ahead a little bit. She does meet up with Pluto here. Where are we here? On the 11th, she meets up with Pluto at 25 degrees plus a few minutes, give or take. So if you have planets at that 25th degree, or I would use pretty tight orbs, technically it's, I would say, 5 degrees ahead. So if you have planets at 20 degrees Capricorn, and I would go a little bit past it, like say right to the end of Capricorn, then you will be very profoundly affected by this Venus retrograde. And of course, you know, Pluto is there too. So Venus, Pluto, you know, Venus is human love and beauty and values, and Pluto is the planet of birth and death and transformation. Okay, so expect your love life to take a big transformation, a big hit. A lot of relationships are going to end over this next while. Okay, relationships that are not contributing to your soul's growth anymore are going to end. You know, Pluto is very ruthless in that way. You know, Pluto rules Scorpio. I find that, you know, Pluto transits are the most intense and are the most powerful, and generally once in a lifetime. Okay, so especially for those Capricorns, again with your planets in later Capricorn, or anybody who has rising sign or nodes or other planets, or your moon, especially anything like that, you know, you have to get ready to go through this deep dive, really death and rebirth of who you are, especially for women as a value. I mean, that whole Roe versus Wade, the abortion issue, that's such a Capricorn, Pluto, Scorpio, death, rebirth, reproduction issue at this time. And now Venus will also, December is going to be pretty big. Besides the meeting on the 11th, okay, Venus turns a retrograde on the 19th at 26 degrees, 29 minutes, pretty much exactly conjunct Pluto. So this is also going to have a big impact on the economy, okay? Pluto and Capricorn, the corporate structure, you know, the plutocrats, power, control, you know, all of that stuff. So big banking hit. You know, I would be really careful about your money right now. I know crypto just took a hit on exactly on that Sagittarius sort of super new moon. That's what a solar eclipse is. But I would expect more of that. I would expect the big fall to happen now. Okay, I've been predicting it for years. Okay, now as Venus turns retrograde, though, she also meets up again with Pluto on Christmas Day, December 25th. So it's going to be kind of an interesting Christmas, because there could be a lot of economic loss, a lot of fallout, a lot of difficulties, a lot of death. I hate to say this again, a lot of death, because that's how Pluto works. It eliminates. Pluto is the lord of the underworld, of recycling, you know, recycling anything that isn't contributing to your soul's growth. So the really key question to ask yourself is, am I following my soul's path? Do I love what I'm doing? Do I love the person I'm with? You know, do I love myself enough? You know, what do I need to do to go down into the deepest depths, like Inanna? You should read about the ancient myth of Inanna. She's one of the oldest myths that we know about from Babylonian times. She is the goddess Venus, and her descent into the underworld, where she's literally has to remove all of her queenly ornaments. She does this 7 times, which has to do with the laws of 7 and the 7 chakras. You can relate it to that as well. But she's reduced to just a piece of meat, and she's left to rot on a peg. So she's killed in the other underworld. These are all metaphorical, archetypal stories of everybody's soul's journey. So the old self, the old identity must die. Your old self-image, great time to get a makeover. Totally, absolutely change everything in your life. That's a shamanic technique. So as Inanna, the long and short of it, kind of dies in the underworld. She goes there to help her sister. But anyway, the long and short is she comes back after 40 days, 42 days, which is traditionally just describing how Venus, the planet, actually disappears for that amount of time in the world to reappear as the morning star, which she does. And she comes back, and her lover, Dumuzi, has usurped her throne. He's sitting there very arrogantly, and she kind of gets rid of him and kind of takes back her power. So that's really the metaphor of what we're going through right now. So anytime women's power is being used, abused, which it has for like 7,800 years since patriarchy started, this is when women take back their power and they say, enough patriarchal bullshit. Okay, women getting into the feminine, the real feminine. The women are the birth givers, the death bringers, all of that stuff, okay? So Christmas Day, and then Venus is going to continue to go retrograde. So again, you may find old lovers. That sounds cliche, but it can certainly happen. Old lovers coming back into your life, especially women coming back into your life, or women acting as kind of plutonic, I would say, soul pushers is the word that's coming to my mind. Pushing on you. Could be your mother, a sister, women that you're very close to, women bosses especially. Could be women really breaking through big ceilings at this time. So Venus remains retrograde until January the 29th, 28th, 29th, even the 30th. I'm using a Swiss ephemeris here, at 11 degrees and 5 minutes of Capricorn. Now, it's going to take her a long time till she comes back to that original degree. It's going to take until, let's see, where are we? March the 3rd, 2022. In the meantime, the U.S. is going to have its first Pluto return, okay, starting February 22nd, 2022. So I thought, my intuition said, why don't I pull some cards here for you? So if you are an Aries, Venus turns retrograde in your 10th house of career. So again, you want to rethink your career plans. Are you getting paid what you're worth? Okay, now you get the card of the Temperance here, the number 14. Now this is the beautiful Muse Tarot. So Aries people, temperance, balance, rebalancing yourself. Am I doing what I love to do in my career? And it's Libra energy, so it is the opposite of your own. So again, not spontaneously rushing into things. I know Mars is in Scorpio right now, so Mars really is empowering you to go into the underworld, okay? But remembering to think about both sides before you do anything rash, okay? I mean, with Mars and Scorpio right now, yes, you want to crash and burn everything, and I would say that's probably a good thing, okay? Just look at the consequences. The message that's been coming to me is that when you're young, you don't really fully see the consequences of your actions. You really need to think about, how am I going to feel about making this choice 10 years from now, okay? So Aries, you get the card number 14, Temperance. Okay. All right, so Taurus, as Venus turns retrograde with Pluto on December the 19th there, causing a big financial kerfluffle for sure. It happens in your 9th house. So for Taurus, the 9th house is the house of your philosophy, your belief systems, what inspires you. Okay, so you get the Knight of Materials here. Now this is materials, and this deck is Earth. It goes well with your Taurus energy. So this is kind of, the Knights in this deck are usually the kings. So this would be the King of Materials. What do you want to pursue in your life right now, Taurus? I know you want to play it safe, but of course we all know that Saturn and Uranus are still squaring off here. So inevitably, the cosmic cattle prod is going to make you change. So better to do it voluntarily than involuntarily. So I would say get trotting, get your materials out, think about what you want to create. I would say Venus, Venus rules Taurus. It could be a very, very creative time. You may want to go back to a job or a creative project or a bunch of people that you hung out with, or women especially, or just reevaluate. Basically, reevaluate. You know, all retrogrades are good things. They give us a time to reflect, to renew, to review. You know, all of those things that start with RE. You know. All right, now Geminis. The Venus retrograde happens in your 8th house of basically self-esteem, other people, inheritance, death. Okay. So this is, again, Pluto's territory, the natural 8th sign. Okay, signs and houses are not quite the same, but anyway. So, Gemini, lots of change. All right, you get the card number 3 here of the Empress. So the Empress, this is Venus herself. So for Geminis, this might be the time that you need to make a commitment, a long-term commitment in your relationships. You know, like ask them to marry you, decide to get married, move in together. I know it's Venus retrograde, but it feels to me like, because the Empress is here and it's Gemini, and it's about pledging yourself to another in a very sacred way, opposite the 2nd house. So this is kind of very Scorpionic, I would say. You know, if you're not feeling like you're being treated like the goddess, you know, which is what Venus is all about, then you leave. Okay, that's the litmus test. It's very simple. Okay. Don't treat me like what I deserve, you know, then I leave. Okay, so you want to only shine your light. It's a very beautiful card here. There's the sun at the heart, and then all the planets emanating from the Empress. So you are the creatress. You know, you are the one. Everything comes from the feminine. So if you're not in your power, you know, get rid of anybody who's not honoring you and begin to really honor yourself, Gemini. Okay, now, Cancers. So Venus retrograde in Pluto, Venus conjunction Pluto in your 7th house of relationships. Now that's traditionally Libra's territory. So Cancer, you get the Knight of Inspiration. So again, these Knights are these masculine or active energies. Inspiration is fire. So this is like Sagittarius. So perhaps something about that Sagittarius solar eclipse is also going to be a trigger, a precursor for something new in your life. What's inspiring you? What turns you on? What makes you want to run free? What makes you want to kick up your heels and, you know, get some space for yourself? So Cancer, I would say this is a time to really use inspiration. You know, the Muse, this is called the Muse Tarot, is Venus traditionally. Always thought of as a feminine, you know, she is one of the 9 muses actually, but, you know, similar to Venus. So Cancer, what inspires you? If it's something in your home or your family or a child or a friend, a woman, maybe you want to give something to someone, or you feel that there's somebody that needs your very positive input, I would say work on that. And also for yourself, because you have trouble receiving. Okay. All right, so Leo, Venus retrograde happens in your 6th house. Okay, and that is your house of work and of service and health. Now you get the Fool here. All right, so Leo, so the Fool is about a brand new beginning. So I would say a lot of new beginnings in relationships, in self-esteem, in love. I mean, Leos usually feel very proud and very strong. But this might be you start a new job. A lot of people I know are leaving their old corporate jobs, start your own job, be your own boss, do something totally crazy. You know, the more foolish other people think that what you want to do is, the better. Okay, so be willing to step off that cliff in a totally fearless way, because you know the universe has your back. The Fool is about living fully in the moment. Okay, so kind of like free falling, Leo, is what I would say, from your heart. Okay, so Virgo, the Venus retrograde happens in your 5th house of love affairs. Traditionally, this is the Leo house tradition. So Virgo is about love, giving love, again, creativity, willpower, expressing yourself creatively. Okay, so Virgo, you get the 6 of inspiration, sorry, the 5 of inspirations here. So the number 5 is always kind of a testing number in the tarot. Inspiration, again, is fire. Now you can see this card is quite a lovely card. There's 5 different windows of opportunity here for you. So Virgo, I would definitely take those 5 windows of opportunity, of course, and use them wisely. So, you know, of course you like to make notes and you like to be very structured. So I would say in Capricorn, it's about long-term plans. You know, what are you doing? You know, where do you want to go next? What do I need to change in my life? And again, bringing more love, bringing more beauty, more creativity into your life, Virgo. Okay. All right. So then we're on to Libra. Sorry, Libra. So, of course, Venus, your ruling planet, in your 4th house, of yourself, of your home, of your privacy, of your family, your loved ones, your background, the most intimate parts of yourself. Okay, so Libra, you get the 2 of emotions here. So this would normally be like the 2 of cups. So again, the 2s are balanced. Libra, again, all balances are relationships. How are you relating to yourself, to your other person? Venus, am I still in love? Do I still feel the same? How balanced am I in my life? Am I getting back what I'm putting out? That law of reciprocity. Okay, so these are very important things to ask yourself. Am I getting back what I put out in my relationships, in my job, in my family, from my friends, from my government, in every facet of life? Is there justice? That's a Libra issue as well, which Venus rules. So where do I need to stand up for what I believe in? That's Pluto and Capricorn energy as well. Standing up physically for what you believe in. So yeah, look at what you love and what you're getting back. There's that yin yang thing there too. Okay, so Scorpio, using solar houses here, of course. Scorpio, the Venus retrograde in Capricorn is in your 3rd house of communications, traditionally siblings, love affairs, what you think about. Okay, so in your 3rd house, Scorpio, you get the Ace of Voices, a very pretty card here. The aces are always new beginnings. So what do you need to give voice to? What do you need to sing it out? How do you need to express yourself creatively? I love the owl there, that white snowy owl, a predator, very focused, very fixed. And there's the prayer flags there as well. So Scorpio, Pluto, your ruling planet, and Mars in Scorpio right now, you need to go deeper, but you also need to take the higher view. The owl there, that is Lilith and Athena's wisdom owl. She sits on their shoulders to indicate that you can see in all directions at once. So I would strongly tell you to do that, to listen to the owl's wisdom, to open your eyes to something you may have been blinded to that you don't want to see. It could be your own power issues, giving your power away, letting other people manipulate you, all of those deep, time to do a lot of deep therapy, soul searching, all of that stuff, okay? With the wisdom of the owl. Okay, so Sagittarius. So the Venus-Pluto conjunction and Venus retrograde happens in your 2nd house. Okay, 2nd house of resources, of how you value yourself. The 2nd sign house is, of course, like Taurus energy. So this is about your own self-esteem. What am I really worth? Pluto, super wealth, the plutocrats. So here you get the card of the sun. So for you, Sagittarius, I know the big solar eclipse just hit you, and really it was right on my moon. So it's hit me really quite hard. I can really feel it. Self-esteem, what makes you shine? Where do you shine your light the best and the brightest, and how you can be the light, be the teacher. Really transform anything that's standing in your way right now. Okay, so Sagittarius, be the light, bring the light, shine from your source, be your essence. Okay, now Capricorns, of course, the Venus-Pluto retrograde conjunction is happening in your 1st house of yourself, your own self-image, who you are, how you identify yourself. So this could bring on a big crisis in terms of your self-identity. Okay, you get the 2 of materials here. Okay, so again, the 2s are all about balance. Materials is the mater, mother. So Capricorn, what are your resources? You may be juggling your resources. She looks like a cheerleader here. So very much is like, does this make me happy? Venus is about joy and love and sex and beauty and harmony. And how can I bring more beauty and bring more wealth into my life? It could be very much literal wealth. How do I manage my wealth? What am I doing with it? Does it bring me joy? Does it bring me cheer? Capricorn tends to be, ruled by Saturn, kind of dour, serious, responsible. Maybe you need to have fun a little bit more. Maybe you need to cheer for the other side. Maybe you've made enough money and now it's time for you to help somebody else. So again, that reviewing your values, reviewing what your soul destination is at this time is really, really important. Again, from December 25th right till the end of January. So it's going to be a big, long month of this. Again, financial reviews and things like that. Okay, so now Aquarius. So for you, the Venus-Pluto conjunction and the retrograde happens in your 12th house of the unconscious. So it's very much part of that story of Inanna, going into the underworld, experiencing death of your ego and rebirth and transformation. And so, Aquarius, you get the three of emotions here again. So it's a very beautiful, like a triple goddess, past, present, future. So I would definitely reflect on that. It's like Hecate, actually. This is very much like the moon. So Hecate is actually the goddess of the three ways, and goddess Hecate is like trivia. So not the superficial trivia, but the real three ways. What are the three ways? What is the past brought to me to make me who I am now, and where do I want to go with this? How do I want my present to shape my future? And how do I want my future to shape my present? So it goes back and forth and back and forth. So Aquarius, look at everything from this three-sided view, okay, in terms of your values, in terms of your self-worth, your self-esteem, things from your past, your unconscious, any addictions, any kind of addictions may play up really strongly now, or you're finding yourself in power battles with other people, or you find that money is a struggle. These are your own inner struggles being manifested and reflected back to you like the moon, okay? So Aquarius, yeah, there's some deep lessons here, especially with, Saturn in Aquarius, and Pluto's going to move into Aquarius in the next year and a half or so. So think about, what it is you want to create, how you want to recreate yourself, and what are your values? Are you on the human side? Are you on the transhuman side? What organizations do you want to belong to? What do you want to organize differently? So Aquarius is a very interesting card for you. Okay, so Pisces. Now, Pisces, you get the Venus-Pluto conjunction in your 11th house, which is like the Aquarian house and sign. So it's all about working with organizations and management and really transforming, innovating, being the pioneer. You get the card of the magician here, Pisces. So this is really interesting. The major arcanas that have shown up for the signs are the most powerful, and they are like archetypal forces or angels working with you. So for Pisces to get the magician, Jupiter is also going to move into Pisces right at the end of December. So I have to add this for Pisces, and also for Sagittarius. It's good too, but for Pisces especially, it is your best year in 12. You want to take advantage of it. So you are the magician. So using the magic of your imagination, of your intention, how are you going to change the world to be that state of ideal bliss, oneness that you absolutely know and remember? So you're going to be instrumental as the magician to bring the change, to be the inspiration, to be the channel, to tell people what it's like to be in oneness, that everything else is an illusion. So that'll destroy people's illusions about the way things are on the surface. I mean, Venus can be superficial, surface beauty. What really matters is the soul's beauty and the soul's evolution. And that's what Pisces knows better than anybody. Okay. All right. So this was very spontaneous here. Let's see what we get here. Aries got Temperance, number 14. Gemini got number 3, the Empress. Leo got the Fool. Sagittarius got the Sun. And Pisces got the Magician. So those signs specifically really stand out, and you really need to work with these archetypes and think about them, and you can look at different decks. Like I said, this is a very non-traditional, modern, but super beautiful deck. And so if you want to get in touch with me to get an in-depth tarot reading, astrology reading, I'd be happy to do it. I'm going to make a longer, much longer video about this, but I just felt really spontaneously I needed to do this now. So if you want to get in touch with me, I'm at taratarot.com. Follow me on my blog at infinitynow.wordpress.com. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter a lot. So wishing you many blessings for this Venus retrograde. It's actually going to be a good thing because it's going to scrape away. It's kind of like I'm getting this impression that it's like women will understand this. A DNC. It's going to be a dilation and curettage, like cleaning out all that stuff that's been clogging the feminine up, that's been interfering with the womb, with the uterus, with the deep, real feminine power is going to come on like the queen of the universe, I believe that while Venus and Pluto come together, it's going to be a big feminine explosion of what it means to be really in the feminine as the goddess of love and beauty, but also war. You know, she fights. She's the birth giver and the death bringer. So bringing those balances together, you know, like in the cards. And really, as Venus goes deeper and deeper into the retrograde, in her one, you know, this is part of her 8-year cycle. Pluto just gives her incredible soul power. You know, this is going to be incredibly powerful. The divine feminine showing up with Jupiter in Pisces. You know, Venus is exalted in Pisces too. So really, really powerful. So everybody has an internal internal feminine. The guys have to learn to get off this toxic patriarchal thing and really learn to honor the feminine, honor women. You know, the women's going to have to stand up and fight like hell to keep their rights to be free and fight for everybody's right to be free as well. All right. So wishing you all the best blessings. Thank you.